What's up, YouTube? That Matt Money here, and we're going to be talking about watch this before you car loan. So, I never have car loans. I hate them. I think they're the biggest wealth killer out there. I think it sucks that you are buying a depreciating asset and you are having something that is appreciating that loan on it. So, we're going to go through natural types of payments, depreciation on cars, and where you'd be sitting at during the normal terms of a loan. So I found a loan, I got a loan calculator, we got a depreciation calculator. We're gonna kind of go through what your car is gonna be worth, how much you're gonna be paying, and we're gonna break down a few examples of this. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna be a good watch before you go ahead and buy a car. And if you are gonna get a loan, I'm hoping you learn some things about the loan as well. So let's get into it. All right, so let's start rolling through our example. So you, this savvy car buyer, wants to get a $25,000 Poo-Poo XLT. So you want the newest Poo-Poo and you're gonna get it, god dang it. So you get a 60-month, 5% loan, which is actually a pretty decent car loan. Normally they're sitting around 6 or 7, but I wanted to be a little bit more optimal for this example. Your monthly payment, after breaking down a monthly payment calculator, is going to be $472. So that is just a monthly income killer right there, which I hate. Think about what you could do with that $472. You could pay off other debt if you have high interest student loan debt, credit card debt. That needs to go away fast. That's going to kill your income, that $472. And just think, if you're making $200 per day at work, after taxes, you're working 3 days just to pay for that car payment. I always think of things in terms of, is it worth it to me? Is it work an 8-hour shift to me? And that's kind of how I think of things. So is that worth 3 shifts to me? Well, probably not. I'll get something a little less nice. The Poo-Poo XLT is awesome, but I'll get something a little less nice. So this is 60-month, 5% loan. What it's totally going to cost you at the end is $28,320. So you're going to lose, just for not having the cash to pony up to buy that car outright, $3,320. And I know that doesn't seem bad, but every month it's going to kill your income, and you're paying $3,320 to a bank just so they can give you a car that's not going to be worth that much. So let me show you actual value versus what you have paid down on the car. And this is assuming your Poo-Poo XLT is a 2020 Poo-Poo XLT. So that's going to be into account when we throw up a little bit more numbers on value and when we throw up depreciation on the board here. We got a depreciation calculator, and we're going to figure it out here real quick. Okay, so we have our 2020 Poo-Poo XLT Turbo Sport with optional Luda-turd speed. So Luda-turd speed, it's where it's at. That's what I hear. So we're going to look at the value. So the value of year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a regular calculator, how much a car depreciates, it is 25% the first year. And this is assuming regular wear and tear and miles and everything like that. Obviously could be more, obviously could be less. So year 1 is going to be 25%, guys. A brand new car is 25% after that first year. That's a quarter of the value. That's a killer. And then it's going to be 15% after each one. So let's go through. So after 1 year of payments, you're going to be down to about $19,000. Then you're going to be down to about $16,000 of value for your car. Then $13,000, then $11,000, then $9,500. So by the end of your 5 years, your vehicle that you bought, your 2020 Poo-Poo XLT Turbo Sport with optional Luda-turd speed, is now only worth $9,500. So in turn, you have paid $28,320 for an asset that is worth $9,500. That's a killer. You've paid about 3 times the value of what it's actually worth over the course of 5 years. That is a value killer. And another thing to note is if you buy a new car, there are good odds you could be upside down on that car. So after the first year of payments on your Luda-turd speed XLT Poo-Poo here, you are now owe on the loan $19,336. But the value of the car is $18,750. You're upside down on that car now by $600. And if you want to get out of that, you're going to have to pay more because there's tons of fees and all that stuff. So you're upside down on the vehicle right now. And I see this from so many people, and it's so scary. You just get into this trap of having to get rid of this vehicle now because you need a new one, and then you're upside down on it, and then that tax on the new one, first year depreciation, more upside down on the car. It's scary. So what I would recommend doing personally, so my thoughts before you get a loan, and I'm okay if you don't have the money. Who's got 15 grand just laying around? Not a lot of folks. I'm okay with a loan. What I'm saying is please buy a vehicle if you want a newer one that's 2 to 3 years old. So a lot of this depreciation has worked its way through. So get something that's 2 to 3 years old. If you can pay cash, that would be awesome. For me, I always buy cheap cars. I find good deals on stuff I love. Something that's broken, I fix it. So my car ended up costing me $3,000, paid cash for it, and I love the thing. But for other people, we're looking into a car for the family right now. We're probably going to get some sort of crossovers, SUV, something. Going to try and find a good deal for $10,000, paid cash for it, and then we won't have to deal with a lot of this depreciation. But our year range is probably going to be 2015 to 2017. You know, if we could get something for a better deal, that'd be great. So something to think about is just trying to get a vehicle a couple years old. Really got to try and avoid this 25% depreciation that first year. That is an absolute killer. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have a 2020 Poo-Poo XLT Turbo Sport with optional Lutaturd speed. You know, I'm a 20-something-year-old male. Obviously, I want a fast new car, but it's not in the cards, guys. I'm not going to sacrifice my financial freedom. I'm not going to sacrifice monthly money. I'm not going to sacrifice 3 shifts to pay for this car. I'm just not going to do it. So, if you've learned anything from this, just realize getting upside down in a car is a good way to be trapped for life. So please don't do it. Try and get something a couple years old. You can buy a great vehicle, the same model as the new one in a lot of cases, for a lot cheaper after the depreciation. So please try and buy something a little bit cheaper. It'll save you so much money. You can buy, 2018 Lutaturd speed. You could get that for $15,000. Save yourself $10,000. You're saving yourself the interest you're paying on the loan, and it just would be a better idea overall. So before you get a car loan, please just think about not doing the new car. And if it's a very small portion of your net wealth, have at it, But for regular people, that it's a pretty decent chunk of your net wealth. You don't want a chunk of your net wealth to be a depreciating asset that is going slowly but surely down to $0. Nobody's going to want the 2020 Poo-Poo XLT in 2050 or whatever. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. So, end thoughts. Try and get something a little bit, older. Try and keep it to something you can afford. If you can pay cash, that would be great. If you have to get a loan, try and get a good interest rate and try and not be upside down on the vehicle, because that is going to be a trap, guys. So if you enjoyed the content, please like and sub. If you think the Poo-Poo XLT Turbo Sport with optional Lutaturd speed is something some automaker should make, also comment that too. So thanks for watching, and you guys take care.